try this stream again. Let's try this again. Yesterday's stream, of course, was ended a bit short. Had a sick puppy yesterday, so. Had a sick puppo. So I just decided to end it and go to work. But let's try this again. Oh, I was in an experiment, huh? Ooh, fun, fun. So now my my YouTube like dashboard, it has reverted. I thought they changed it, but I was just in an experiment. Fun, funsies. They're experimenting on me. I am a test subject, and I'm here for it. Audio. Audio was good. Audio. Okay. All right. Okay, let's actually optimize things today, okay? So I forgot what I did. Oh no, now I remember. All this, seeing all the commented code reminds me. It reminds me of what I did. Does this have, what do we have here? When was this run? This is from 1019. Okay, so that probably doesn't have the changes. 1019, and we're on 1021 now. Okay, so we didn't run anything yesterday, so that's probably the one I want to use to compare. We'll go ahead and pop that off to the side. Okay, 1,000. Let's just go. Fuck it, send it. Fucking send it. Okay. Just let this run for a little bit. Feels less spiky. This one feels less spiky, which I think is good. Okay, stop, drop. Random frame here. Hello, welcome. Good morning. Okay, what do we have here? What do we have? So we should be comparing, what should we be comparing again? Okay, so we're going to be end gameplay effect processor, apply gameplay effect processor, and we've put it into the gameplay tag processor. So we'll want to look at all of those. All of those. Where is, okay, so apply gameplay effect processor. Where are we? Okay, so not looking too good at the moment. It actually took longer. Wait, why is that? Maybe let's get some big picture stats first before we just start diving into the deep end there. Give me this. Give me 7. Let's not do 17. Let's do like 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds of stuff. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, so let's go apply gameplay effect processor. So So we went from average 0.5, median 0.3, max 2.4, max 1.2, average 3.9, median 3.4. So median didn't change too much. Median didn't change too much. We have 132 to 138. Okay, so that's I would say that's good. I would say that's good. What else should we check now? Well, let's keep track of the time savings that we have here. So basically like 0.5, 0.3. I mean, it's like not much, right? It's not, it's like it's just a little less spiky, I guess. Process entities. Let's do, I guess it would be the gameplay tags processor. Gameplay tags processor. Max was 11.3. Average 2.6, median 2. Now, max 4.6, average 2, median 1.9. I was actually expecting this one to have increased. Fungal, yo, welcome. Good morning. 4.6. So the max dropped significantly. And yeah, it does seem less spiky across the board, which is interesting. What did I do in gameplay tags that was so much better? Well, not so much better, but just slightly better. I don't think I actually changed anything, did I? Oh, maybe this part. Actually, yeah. Yeah, okay, so I'm making a tag container. I mean, that kind of was the same, though. It kind of was the same. How's it going? It's going well. How's it going with you? And some vlogs. God, I got the crusties in my eyes. God damn. God damn. Changed tags would include duplicates. Should we execute dupes? Well, that's a big old dupes, isn't it? Yeah, so that's unexpected. So yeah, that is unexpected. End gameplay effect processor 1.3 to 1. Yeah, it's lower across the board. Now, okay, so that's good. So now let's take a peek at some micro level things here. So hit me with the control F, or we're gonna take a peek at these effect processors. Apply num entities. Yeah, hit me with this guy. And give me, what's our highest one? We do have a bunch of 3. Do we have 400? We do. We have a couple 400s. Do we have any over here that have 400 entities processed? Not 404 exactly, or 441. 4040. We have 400. Okay, perfect. Pretty perfect comparison there. Is this... No event found. Stop telling me there's no event found. You're the one who suggested that this existed. Hello? What on earth? Okay, stop. Why are you joshing me like that, huh? You're telling me it exists, so take me to it. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, so 404 was complete in 2.1 milliseconds. Here it is complete in 1.8. So that's, I would say that that is faster. $200 nanoseconds for queue remove entity data. You add entity data instance. It's like we're literally just straight up like whatever this amount is, we're just not doing anymore. So like 1.2 microseconds is we're saving per entity. And then we're just putting that into the gameplay tags processor, which is quite resilient as it's already basically doing all of that. So that was the apply effect processorator. And I think everything worked fine. Sound effects, applied effects. Duration data. Yeah, I'm wondering if I should be doing the optional entity datas in here or not. Or maybe only do that if I know that I always need them. Because like, as I look at this apply effect function, like if it doesn't ask the stacking policy, we will never need attribute mod data or duration data. You know, or target active effects data, for that matter. So and this kind of a condition would be really nice if I just had some data to represent it instead of having to like actually do logic here. Although, yeah, no, we have to do logic basically. Find matching effect on target. Awesome, thank you. Put a trace here. I don't think this is doing much for this case, but it may in the future, so I do want to know. I want to know things. I hope when you die, you just get to know everything. That would be pretty sick. That would be pretty sick. So I'm guessing like when we get entity data and it has an inclusive time of fucking 0, it's maybe already in cache. It's already in like an L1, L2 cache or something like that. And then when we do, when it takes like 100 or 200 milliseconds, we're actually fetching it from memory. I wonder, well, this looks pretty good across the board. Let's now look for, we'll just do end effect, end, gameplay effect processor. Yeah, hit me with one of those. Do we have a larger one? No, we don't end that many effects per frame. Highest one I have is like 250 or something like that. Okay, so what do we got here? Highest one we have here is 200. Yeah, there's just like a lot less happening. So let's find a better, we'll go 200 there. Is there like a 190 or something? Fuck. Ah, thick. Go 174. Yeah, take me to 174. Take me to 200. Yeah, that one's running quite fast. Uh, 183, that's close enough, right? Close enough. So about the same. About the same. There's slightly more. There's like what, like 10 more entities? So 10 more entities in about the same time, you know, not the worst thing in the world. Remove tags, huh? Remove tags. End effect processorator. Then what am I doing? Where is the add tags at? I've forgotten. Well, that's the gameplay tag. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Apply effect processor. Apply effect. Yeah, I guess this, why doesn't this take as long, it seems? 200 nanoseconds, I mean, 200 nanoseconds is pretty quick, right? I want it to be quicker. 3-name this, first of all. Just U end effect processor to match the other one. Okay, now let's look at view gameplay tags processor, which I maybe just want to say as just tags processor. 444, 413. Okay, we got to find like one that's roughly matching. 407. There we go. That should be good. Okay, 7. It's about this one's. It's about the same, which is good because we're actually putting more. Well, I guess I can't tell on a per frame basis if it's faster because we're still. If I'm comparing number to number, but there on average should be more entities now on the right side. But I checked all the averages and the medians of it, and it seemed better. So. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. It's taking up most of our time here now, though. 10 and 17 microseconds? Yeah, that's no bueno. Check owned tag requirements. Okay, so we iterate over owned effects. Yeah, this is kind of a hefty boy. Kind of a hefty boy. And actually, I wonder if we can only queue add entity data once. There may be some benefit in that. How many queue add datas do we have here? There's got to be some where it's like, where we do it several times. Actually, in this scenario, would there be? In this scenario, would there be? Because we're just doing melee attacks right now, so there's no like, yeah, there's no cancel effects or anything. Oh boy, look at this big gap here. I mean, I think I should do that anyway. So let's make this a bool. Return a bool. Apply tag requirements. Yeah, checkability tag requirement. Check out. Yeah. Okay. So we want to return a boolean here, basically. And yeah, if this is true, I don't need to check the other one. I don't need to check the other one. So, although I should return the active effect entity because we will need to know which oh, and I'll need to continue. Okay, bool never mind. Why did I think that would work? We can continue here though on this one. We just don't need to check all the other tags. So a little early out, very small optimization there. It's not going to speed anything up for us, though, at the moment. Tags processor. Yes. Back at it. Indeed I am. Indeed I am. Welcome in. Okay, so super duper tiny one there. Yeah, this one is going to be target required tags. Target required tags. Yeah, I'm not re-getting any data that I don't need to be, am I? I hope not. We iterate over each applied effect. I do this thing. I have to get the... I get the active effect tags if we have any. Yeah, okay. Let's put a... I want to trace scope here for this one. It'll help the breakdown a little bit more here. Target canceled. Yeah, we have to check every fucking effect. So I think there's just a much better way to handle this here. And by I think, I mean I know. And what I know is that we should store a map of which gameplay effects, or which gameplay tags, not effects, we care about. So whenever a gameplay effect gets added, so this probably should go on like something like active effect data. I think it would make sense. This is already quite a large, yeah, that's a big struct. That is a big struct. So maybe I should start splitting this up. How big is a T set? 80. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of large. It's kind of large, not gonna lie. But what I would want is what now? I guess like a T map of like F gameplay tag. We can forward declare to F active effect data, right? I guess I just care about an entity. So let's just do entity there, make it smaller. Or it would be like a T array. Or a T set. We'll just stick with T array for now. T set so we can add and remove from it nicely. And what do I call this? This is like tags that affect effects. Wait, is it a effect? Is it a effect effects? That affect effects. That's a great name. What are you coding a game? Yes. Arca or real? I don't know what that means. What are you doing? Said hi. For real, what are you doing? Yes, I'm making a video game. I am making a video game, doing some performance optimizations on my ECS gameplay ability system. So I rewrote, there's this gameplay ability system that exists within Unreal Engine. It's like a built-in Unreal Engine framework. A lot of people use it. It's very popular. It's very complicated too, but it's very powerful. It's a good system, but it was not performant enough for me because I'm trying to run like the entire world. I'm doing an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural destructible terrain. And I want to be able to build colonies all over a very large open world, and I want to run them at all times. Can we see some gameplay? Maybe in a bit. There's not a whole lot of gameplay at the moment, but I do have some cool stuff to show. Yeah, here is just my like test of combat. I'm testing combat basically. Like how many entities can I, this is like 1,000 entities in combat. So I'm just trying to get, like I'm not gonna have massive battles, but there could be combat happening all over the world. in many different sizes. So the yellows have won. The yellows always win. Oh, what is this guy doing? Uh-oh. We got a dancer. He's got like an invalid target or something. And then this guy over here just has no idea what just happened behind him. He's like, oh fuck, all my friends are dead. Oh, they have a ton of like queued up attacks still. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so anything else I want to do before I rebuild here? Let me think. Tags that affect effects. Okay, so I'm gonna like leave this as a to-do. To-do. Think about, or I'll say try, storing tags that should cancel / block effects so that I don't have to iterate over all active effects. Yellow always winning seems like something isn't right. I think it may have to do with one, just RNG. Like they don't always spawn in the same number, right? It's completely random. And then their aggro is a bit different. The way they pick up aggro is a bit different. I think they actually pick up aggro a little bit faster. Which would put them in combat faster, which would mean that, you know, they're not just standing around while their friends are getting fucked up. They work as a team better. Teamwork. Okay, let me delete that. I think we're good there. In defect. Why do I have tags processor here? Do I need that? Doot. Why do I need the tags processor? I feel like I shouldn't need that. Oh, it was importing something completely unrelated. Okay, apply effect processor. Effect listener entity data. Wait, do I do that in the remove effect? Yeah, okay. Okay, let's rebuild. That was smoother. How did you figure out how to get people not to stand around anymore? Or if you're referring to an issue from a stream a while ago, the issue was just with their aggro radius processor. Like, it just wasn't. It was doing like an early return instead of a continue. The full typo. That was a while ago. Would they be so enemies or allies? Because I sort of think more aggressive against the player would be better for gameplay challenge. That's just all. That was just all a test, right? That's just me testing performance. So there are going to be enemies. There are going to be friendlies in the world. There are going to be colonists. There's going to be a lot of things. Yeah, I'll show the procedural terrain. Probably the funnest thing I can show. Let's take a peek at that. So this is my procedural terrain algorithm. And this will just be one small section of a very large world. There's my procedural terrain in all of its glory, probably my favorite thing that I've worked on. There it is. So yeah, it's seeded random, so it'll be like kind of like Minecraft or something like that, or Valheim, where you can put in a seed. Each time you create a character, and it'll create a new world. That's completely unique. Things are still spawning in, so we'll just take a look at the world map here. This is the world map. This one's procedurally generated, so each like color on here is... Right now it's like a different biome. Like yellow is supposed to be desert and stuff like that. I only really have 2 biomes right now though, so even though I'm in this one, which is called the Land of the Werewolves, it's a forest. I have like a forest and a plains. And so what I do is I make a Voronoi. I run like a Voronoi cell equation, algorithm, and I do some Voronoi noise basically, and then I iterate through each cell and I just assign it a color out of one of these colors, and it starts to connect the cells in these interesting shapes. And that's what I'm going to use to this defines the zones, right? So if you think about something like how World of Warcraft zones are structured, where they have like physical boundaries and they're kind of like this nice contained thing with like an entrance and an exit usually, and then you compare that to something like Valheim or Minecraft, they're quite different, because like a Valheim or Minecraft biome, they just kind of blend seamlessly from one to another, and they're not like these kind of distinct zones with their own identity, and they're not like grounded in the world. So I want to do something more like World of Warcraft, where like each zone has like a name and stuff. So as I hover over each one, if you look at the top, they have these random names. These are just like LLM generated names that I dumped into a database, and I just picked at random. So Ashenspire Ridge here, Wyvern's Peak, the Fourth Heaven. Some of them are really bad, right? Celestial Plain, Serpent's Pass, Land of the Trolls. Eventually I'll tag everything that spawned in the zone with some descriptive text, and then I'll pass all of that into the LLM to actually give it like a flavorful name. Keystone Citadel, the Land of the Werewolves, which sucks. That's a shitty name. Actually, if this was filled with werewolves, that would be fun, right? That would be fun. Hollow Shade Refuge, which is a swamp. See, that sounds swampy. That does sound swampy. But these white dots on here are the entrances and exits from each zone. So what I do is I actually surround each zone with a mountain, with a border mountain. It's kind of hard to tell on this one because it's so mountainous already. Although this might be one, and that might be the entrance there. You can kind of tell here. Like here's the border mountain because there's the red zone right here. And of course we also have the underground caves that are super fun to explore. Not really, because there's nothing in there yet, but there will be. There will be. They should be fun to explore. But yeah, this is my Meadows biome. Meadows. Which I was playing around with the textures, so it's red right now. We have a nice little sunflower. Look at that. Isn't that a cute picture? Look at that. That's a cute little scene right there, right? I think it says serious potential. I subbed. I like overhead strategy games and sim builds. Are there survival aspects? I suppose it'll be survival light. I think there's too many survival games out there right now, but there's definitely like, you're going to have skills. And so will your colonists. So you can like, you know, chop trees. I have dynamic tree chopping. So like wherever the axe connects with the tree is like where it chops it. It actually deforms it at runtime. I got a little bit of wood from that. So basic wood there. And then I can continue chopping. And I can chop it more, and I got some more wood. And then the amount of wood you get is like commensurate to the volume of the chopped log. Get this fucking log out of here. Get this log out of here. So there will be like a tree chopping skill that you can level up, right? All your colonists will have skills as well. So very like RimWorld, which is one of my favorite games, is what I'm going to model a lot of it after. Take inspiration from. Building system, of course. So take that wood. apply it to the blueprint, and then you have to spend time constructing it, and the time you spend will be based on your construction skill. So, you know, different things will take longer or shorter to build. And, you know, ideally you want to send your colonists to go do that, right? Ideally you want to send your colonists to do that. The fidelity has gone up for sure since last time, aka probably a month ago. Well, I haven't, nothing that I have shown other than the ECS has been changed in the last month. But I appreciate the good vibes. So yeah, tree chopping, construction, foraging will be a stat, or foraging or gathering, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. You know, harvesting, like planting, mining, of course. There'll be some crafting involved. Crafting's pretty far down the line though, but we got some mushrooms in here that you can pick up. They're floating right now. I need to fix that. Yeah. But right now I have a few, like usually I have colonists and stuff spawned in the world. I've turned it off for now. But usually you could go and recruit colonists, and then you can tell them to go like forage for you and construct for you, and then they can also haul. Hauling is a, like if I drop that in the world, I can tell a colonist to go haul, and he'll haul it to like a little storage area like this guy right here. Or there's also these storage areas that I built, which is like this little voxel algorithm. You can click on these, and this can either be like a, you can say like, hey, stay out of this area, right? If there's like some poop on the ground, you don't want them to step in, you put that there. You put that there, and you can maybe tell them not to go there, or maybe you want them to only stay there. But yeah, you can like select whether or not you want it to be marked for hauling. What do you want to store in here? You know, do you want to chop trees in this area? Stuff like that. Maybe last time you were in a different spot. I don't remember the trees looking good though. Yeah, trees have stayed the same, but yeah, it's probably just, I mean, you're not the only one to have thought that, so don't feel bad or anything. It's just a different seed. The terrain just looks different on this seed. You can check out another seed. That was 781. Let's go 782. I have seen 700 and now 82 seeds. And this one is, yeah, this one is just all ocean. All ocean. 783. Well, I am going to spawn in a cave. Beautiful. Yeah, so those are the kinds of things that I need to prevent from happening on spawn. But there's an example of a zone entrance chunk right there. Like, that's how you get from zone to zone right there. Like, this is like a super flat, plainsy type area zone, and then this is like a slightly more mountainous zone, and then this one over here is like a spiky, craggy zone, which I do need to work on the noise parameters a little bit there. Just a little bit. Am I in the cave? I am. Although I think I may be able to get out. Actually, I don't know. I might be stuck. Well, let's build a little. Can I fit one of these here? I do need to like make the ramps buildable with only like 2. How the fuck can I build it there, but not right here? Can I do foundation? No, I can't. Okay, we're stuck. We're stuck, boys, into the caves. That was kind of a boring seed. That's infinitely more boring. Nothing. And the funny thing about that is I have actually written code to adjust the world map when spawning in ocean. There we go. There's a nice looking seed. But I cap it. I'm like, okay, usually I just shift the map over. Like, I just move the map over until the player spawns on land. But I cap it at like 50 iterations or something like that. 50 pixels on the world map. And so that means for those ones that showed up as all ocean, like it already moved the map over 50 pixels. We are in Twilight Bog and the Swamp of Despair. I think this is the Swamp of Despair over here. And this is Twilight Bog, which does not look like a Twilight Bog, does it? Nor a Swamp of Despair. Yeah, there's another example. This is a nice example because it shows actually quite a few different terrain noises. Like this is kind of like my slightly bumpy terrain noise, and then I have my large mountains terrain noise in this one, in the dark green. This one is spiky terrain noise with the meadows biome. And then this one over here is like my flat, slightly flat terrain noise. Just some examples of some terrain. Let's get back to work though. Doing optimizations today. More and more optimizations. So yeah, this is 1,000 entities running, all in combat. Which when I was just using gas, the Unreal Engine built-in system, I can only get to about 200 entities before I drop to like 20 FPS. So this is already considerably better, and it's only going to get better. Yeah, it's still pretty spiky, just due to the nature of combat. Optimize. Attribute processor still by far the worst. Still by far the worst. I wonder if I shouldn't, if I didn't do... Shipped builds have much lower MS on CPU for me. Yeah, that would be the case. I'm just debugging this in, profiling this in editor for quickness. Because I really only need to see like a before and after of a change. And I'm not gonna like, I don't want to like run out an entire fucking package build every time I make a change. Like that's too much. Yeah, I'm wondering if damage should just be applied to health outside of the attribute processor. The attribute processor is such a fucking complicated thing. The thing is, I would probably queue a recalc anyway because of that. Because, like, what if something is based off of health, right? I think I need to do some pooling on my archetypal data pools. I think I'm just reallocating memory. Like this is just adding commands here. It's way too much. That's way too much. I think continuing to break out these processors is going to be beneficial. Making them smaller and smaller. And what isn't small is the attribute processor. That is what is not small. Are there any C++/Windows debuggers you would recommend aside from VS Code and Debug View? I don't use VS Code, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't use Visual Studio or VS Code. I use JetBrains products mostly. Yeah, it kind of seems like the actual entity subsystem is what I should focus on next. Let's commit what I have here. This is going to be... What is this? What is this going to be? Yeah, okay, so this is going to be refactor gameplay tags. I'll say applied tags data. Data to only use a tmap for tag counts instead of gameplay tag containers. And then also move. What the hell did I move? Move tag add/remove from effect processors to tag processor and push. Anyway, and push, yes. Yeah, let me look into the archetype. Add entity. Index to entity map. So is there a way to say, like, on an array or a map or just any collection to say helper function to return the amount of memory allocated? Because I want to say, like, I want to allocate in batches, right? I don't want to allocate every iteration or something. Let's do something like this real quick, though. Give me this, add entity, iterate there, and then I want to go paired out value, add defaulted, component arrays, component array base. Never mind. I was gonna say we should reserve some memory, some additional memory, but like, there's nothing to really reserve. I may go to AI for this actually and ask a few questions. Well, let me start. I'll start with Google. What do I want to say? Unreal Engine, how to allocate container memory in batches. Is that what I want to say? In batches. Well, we got a fucking AI response anyway. Okay, we'll look at the shitty Google search AI response first here. Okay, I know the reserve function, but like, I guess I would just I'd run add. Yeah, I think I should do add uninitialized here actually. Oh, does that exist? Add from, oh, it's defaulted or from instance, so never mind. That is allocates memory and calls the constructor. So I guess I would just have to like manually check. I would have to do, I was hoping there would be an automatic way to do it, but I guess I have to just do something like get allocated size returns the amount of memory. God, so I even have to do the fucking math, don't I? Oh, that's so annoying. Get data, that's just a raw data pointer. Get slack. Oh, okay, that actually, no, get slack is perfect actually. So I can say something like, if get slack less than, you know, the amount I want But yeah, okay, if this is the amount well, if this slack is 0, or maybe we'll just say if it's 1, less than 1 actually, we would like do something like reserve index to entity map dot the current num plus like whatever my batch size is. I was working so well before I updated my runtime. Do you think JetBrains is better than Cursor if you're working with C++ specifically? I mean, I don't use vibe coding, or I'm probably never going to use Cursor. So that's that question would have a biased answer from me. I think JetBrains IDEs are very good. Well, to see actual C++ coder looks ridiculously hard. It's not too bad. Unreal Engine C++ I think is actually a bit easier as well. It has reflection built in. It has its own reflection system. So there's like Unreal Engine C++ actually does have some garbage collection, which I don't know if that actually makes it more or less complicated, actually. And then what do I want to go for, like this reserve here? Like is 1,000 too much? What is this size? It's an entity, so 1,000 wouldn't actually be that fucking much. Wouldn't actually be that much. I am interested to see what this does. And I can move temp here, right? Actually, because this is a copy. However, I can't move, no, because I'm using it again down there, so no, I can't. Never mind. I can move temp on this one though. Actually, before I do this, let's run this. I want to see here. There's also the remove entity was also a problem child here. I would like to see that. And I just remove here at entity to index map. I want to keep the slack in that though. Well, it's a fucking T map. Never mind. That's why. Clearly don't need any other code, which is super cool. It's weird how like commendable that how fast that has been that has become like something that is not normal. It seems like just based off. I mean, like I of course work with people who, you know, for my job I do a lot of work. Like no one really uses AI that much, right? The AI autocompletes are really nice, but just judging on my interactions from chatters, which I would say are probably on average younger people who maybe don't have as much experience, but they're always surprised I'm raw dogging code. And I'm like, this is what pioneers used to ride these babies for miles, you know what I mean? Pioneers used to raw dog code for fucking days, hours. You know, and the generation before me, they didn't even have fucking Google. Like I learned from Google. I don't have a college degree. I learned everything I know from fucking Google. So now it's like, oh, you can write code without fucking chat jippity. Yes, I can. Bow before me. So it's all like 100 nanoseconds. There's some of them that are like 0. I don't know what it's so hard to tell. There's these big gaps too. And then a copy from. Let's look up copy from too. Copy from, which we would be doing a find on the component array for the pair.key, which is... Wait, pair.key is what? Pair.key is a data type array. Wait, what am I doing here? Why am I doing that? Okay, so I'm iterating over a T-map to get the map entry, and then I use the key to get the destination array? Oh, because this is, oh, it's the source and the destination archetype. Duh. Okay, that... I thought I was being dumb here. Past me was actually smart. Current me is the dumb one. Okay. Okay, that does make sense actually. So we look up the correct array in the destination. So maybe let's rename this to like source entry, just to be a bit more clear. And then this component array here is like the destination. Well, it's self, right? So, yeah. Do I have a scope trace on the actual copy from? T component array, copy from. I would be interested to know what actual type this is as well, because I should be able to get the type. But that is going to make it take a little bit longer to run, but we'll see, Scope name equals I think I just, we're gonna go T static class. I think it would be static struct. Good name plus copy from. Yeah, so it would be copy from. And I'm interested in this one too. Interested in that. Hopefully that's not that doesn't add too much overhead. Typed source. Move temp. Yeah, so we're already being quite performant there. We're just changing the ownership of the data. Not sure there's a whole lot more we can do about that one. Which is unfortunate. Unfortunate. That was in remove entity. Remove entity takes 5.5 microseconds. Yeah, I guess removing from each component array is an issue. Does that need to be... These maybe can be refs, although that's probably... Let's change these to refs and see what happens. That's like the tiniest of tiny optimizations there. And I'm wondering if compacting this map every once in a while would be a good thing. To make the memory more contiguous. Maybe it's getting pretty fragmented as we add and remove. Let's get rid of that. Run it. Okay, so yeah, that maybe that was on purpose then. Maybe we don't want the refs there. Right, Ken? Playing Elden Ring today. Fun. Not for me, but fun. I do enjoy watching Elden Ring. I don't enjoy playing it. This nice peaceful Hobbit music when there's a massive battle happening in front of my eyes. Okay. That it is nice to see the copy. I can actually see the copies and like which types they're copying from. PC specs. My monitor is an old CRT that I found in a dumpster behind a Radio Shack back in the day. My RAM are it's actually a chisel and stone, and then my GPU is actually just like a little hamster in a hamster wheel, and it's all connected through a potato that acts as my motherboard. And then my processor is just a bunch of people in a third world country that I call up on the phone and ask questions to. I mean, I don't know. This is like happening. I feel like this is pretty close to happening as fast as it can. It is good that we have this breakdown now, though. So we're going to keep that around. We're going to keep that around. And then, yeah, let's just like say if this map needs more stuff. I'm like, this should be the same for this one. I think we double reserve here, and then let's add a scope trace there. Component arrays. Now, here's a guy. Find checked, set data. Let's pass in the type ID here. Oh no, we can't. Yeah, because it's an array. Never mind. Never mind. Just entered. What are you working on, dude? I'm working on optimizations to my ECS for my game. Yeah, let me look through where we're doing this stuff at. We're literally only we remove add swap there. No shrinking. No shrinking allowed. And then we add here. So I think again I want to check for if the same situation here, basically. Pair dot value. Oh, I can't. What is value here? It's a pointer, right? Okay, so get. It's an F component array base. Add defaulted. Oh, that's why I can't add uninitialized. I see. Let me make an add uninitialized, because I'm just gonna set these equal to, right? So I don't know if I need to run the constructor on any of these. Add defaulted, virtual void add uninitialized. And then the count, let me look at this function here. Count. The number to initialize, I suppose. I wonder if I should do that, like, and just add a bunch of uninitialized ones in there. Let's do a get slack too. Virtual, I guess it's N32 get slack. Get slack. That does return an N32, or it returns a size type. Okay, how do I like make that fucking... Can I just get the data off of here maybe? No, I can't, because that's not in the base. Right, okay, I get why I have to do this. Let's just make that... It should be a count, right? It should be count, so I think that maybe is fine. I guess we'll fucking see, right? If we have no more slack in it, first of all, add uninitialized. And then I guess I would want to add a reserve here. Oh yeah, I want that to be a number as well. Reserve, and we'll just do it 1,000. Is 1,000? Yeah, 1,000's fine. Add an initial. Okay, let's see what happens. Does that even compile? What are we working on? We are working on optimizations to an ECS system for my game. Hello. Hello. Who is that? Kumizu, welcome. Welcome in, ladies.
Why are you running?
How was your stream?
Why are you running?
Do you have anything you'd like to show? I would be happy to show for you. If not, please tell me what you guys were up to and how it went.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
What the dog doing?
A nice what the dog doing for punctuation there. So we're doing some optimizations today on the ECS system I'm writing. I've completely replaced the game playability system in Unreal Engine with my own more gooder system that is a part of my ECS. So very, very, very efficient now. And already run very, very many. Thank you for the follows, guys. Welcome in, everyone. For those who don't know, I am working on an RPG. Yeah. Okay, we didn't like that. We didn't like that. Why didn't we like that? Move entity to here. Why? Now this one is confusing. I don't know why this one would have failed. Been working mostly on my attack animations. Nice. I wish I could work on mine. my attack animations all suck. Why would reserving be such an issue here? Interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's comment out the reserves. Is it the add? It might just be add uninitialized. But I'm setting the data. That should be fine. We'll see. We'll make sure it's the add uninitialized here. Rerun it. Try my best to make it work. How's it going for you? Oh, it's going. We're just chugging along. Making steady performance improvements. I'll have to lurk, but I'll be around. Need some good food. I'll be back. Go enjoy your food and make sure you bring enough for the class. If you didn't bring enough for the class, you have to throw it away. Mizu was wondering if you have an AI girlfriend. No, just puppies. No, I have a real girlfriend. And puppies. I had a sick puppo yesterday. Okay, still failed. Still failed. Yeah, so add uninitialized is all fucksy wucksy, it seems. Okay, we'll go add defaulted then, if you must. If you must. Well, let's put these back since we know that's not the issue. Stop, drop. There we go. Kektak, thank you for the follow. And I'll show the world here. So I'm working on an RPG, Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural destructible terrain. One where I want to run like the entire world, or like at least as much as possible. And that's why I'm writing this ECS system to be like super performant and stuff. So here is a section of procedural terrain here. So this is just like one random seed for the world. So if you ever played something like Minecraft or Valheim, you can put in like a seed for each character you create. It'll create a unique world each time. That's what I'm going for here. So this is just one small section of the world. So here, each one of these little squares is a terrain chunk here. There was me. You might have seen that bright flash. That was me. Some things are still loading in, but here's this randomly generated world map. Not a whole lot of land on this one, but each different color here is like a different zone or a different biome. It'll have a different like terrain noise and stuff like that, you know, and a different name as well. So if you look up here as I hover over each one, it'll show you the name. Swamp of Despair, the Guard's Tower of Vigilance, Twilight Bog, Druid's Circle of Nature, Crimson Fen, Dragon's Tooth Peak. These are all just like, I generated these from an LLM and then just dumped them in a data table, but in the future, I will be tagging everything spawned in the zone with some readable text, right? And I'll pass that text into the LLM and hopefully that'll come up with a flavorful name. I'll be tagging things like, you know, like what resources are in the zone, what type of zone is it, what is the terrain noise, you know, how many caves are in the zone, you know, what kind of mobs are spawned, all that stuff. What kind of points of interest are there, you know, what colony stuff is going on. And then hopefully the AI can come up with a pretty flavorful name. And this is actually a good example of several different terrain noises that I have. This one's like super spiky, craggy, rocky over here. This zone right here, which is the dark green one, it has my higher mountains terrain noise. This one is like my super flat zone. And then this one is kind of like the medium hills, mountains zone. And they're all kind of samey right now. I only have like 2 biomes, so need to get some more assets and stuff and create some gooder zones. Then we have the caves as well. Eventually there'll be some ore spawned down here to grab. But for now, basically, usually I have stuff spawned, like mobs spawned, that you can interact with. You can fight some enemies, but I'm working on that right now, so I just turned it off. And you can recruit some colonists, and there's a few things you can have them do. Right now, you can send them to like go forage for you, so they'll go find mushrooms. you can have them build for you. So there's like a little building system. They can't chop trees yet, but I can. And it's dynamic tree chopping, so wherever the axe connects with the tree, that's where it deforms the tree at runtime. And then you get wood for each of those. So I got a little bit of wood for each of them. Then you can come over here, apply the wood, and then there's going to be a construction skill. Same with the tree chopping will be a skill as well that you can level up, and it'll make it easier. But you do have to spend time building, which I know is probably going to be... A lot of people are going to probably hate that because they're probably used to games where, you know, you just click it and it builds, right? It just instantly builds. But this is to facilitate the Colony Sim side of things. So if you've ever played something like RimWorld, which is one of my all-time favorite games, it is a Colony Sim. And you place down the blueprints, and then your pawns have to go grab the materials. They bring them over to the construction site, and then you have like your pawn that you've designated as your constructor. You can have multiple, but like any pawn that is set to do construction will go over there and build it. But usually you want your like people who are good at that thing to do that. You don't want your shitty constructors to do it unless you're trying to level them up, right? The part of me that was taught by a professional logger was freaking out that log rolled toward him. Safety procedures. Yeah. I do want to do the Valheim, like, tree dominoes type system. Like that tree chopping in Valheim. Like, that's the... Valheim did the best tree chopping, I think, in any game. And it's because the trees dealt damage. So yeah, it was because there were safety procedures. But also because trees could do damage to other trees. So if they fell into other trees, they would deal damage to those trees. And like, so what you could do is you just go around and whack every tree once, and then you just pick a tree, you fell that one tree, and then it falls into each other tree, and then you like basically can level an entire forest. And it's a really satisfying way to go tree chopping. Wait, you need to chop trees in Valheim. I mean, I guess you don't need to. You could probably get away without it. You can pick up sticks forever, I suppose. But I actually like that. This is actually a very interesting random cave here, because it just pokes out to the other side of this zone. So this is actually really cool. It's like a little overhead shelf. And like, I feel like you could build a little basement here, you know? Like, I want some fucking dwarves. I need some dwarves in my game. It's gonna be high fantasy, so very inspired by Warcraft or Lord of the Rings, that kind of stuff. So the flow of the game is going to be something like, you know, you create a character, there's going to be several different classes to choose from. Think vanilla WoW in terms of that. You pick a class, you'll generate a world. As you level up every few levels, you'll get a chance to pick between maybe like 3 random abilities, and you'll start to create like a build. I want like a lot of abilities to choose from, right? I don't want one of those games where it's like 4 abilities and an ultimate. Like, that's like super boring to me. So I want it to be more like vanilla WoW, where there's like a bunch of abilities to choose from, right? And hopefully there's enough that each playthrough will be unique, because when you die, you'll start over at level 1, and you'll go through that process again. So you'll have like hopefully a different build each time. There are talent trees. This is my proof of concept talent tree. So the talents will be static. Those will be the same each run. I just joined. You made this map? No, the computer made it for me. I just made the code that made this map. It's actually all in, mostly in compute shaders at the moment. Mostly in compute shaders. This is like a funnel. It's like a beer. This is like a beer bong cave, actually. Yeah, so the talents will be static, but the abilities should be different each playthrough, or like mostly different, right? So you'll have to pick talents that are complementary to the abilities that you've chosen. And when you die, like I said, you'll start over at level 1, but the world state's going to be the same. So any colony that you build is still going to be there. I may do like a small time skip, so your colony might get raided while you're gone or something. And if you've set up your colony defenses well enough, you know, maybe they'll survive the raid and have some loot, some spoils for you to enjoy. Or maybe they'll just have some extra resources, you know. And maybe you recruited like a really good blacksmith last run, and if he's still alive, he can craft you better gear at level 1 than you would have had last run. So there's a little bit of meta progression there. It gets a little bit easier when you have that kind of infrastructure set up. I'm sure I'll also have some form of meta, you know, like currency. You know, I'm doing a playthrough of Hades 2 right now, and Hades is just a, you know, absolutely amazing roguelite, so take a lot of inspiration from that. Either way, it's legendary, dude. Be proud of your hard work. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, all procedural, so different every time. Different every time. We can check out some other seeds. Let's check out 785, 786. Some of them are pretty boring. I'll be doing some more work on it for sure. Like this one is just all like this is super boring, right? I'm eventually gonna do some things with like subzones and stuff. Wow, even the same noise right there. But yeah, this is like super boring, right? This is supposed to be like my zone that's like difficult to navigate, difficult to build in, but high in resources. Is what I'm going to use that for. And this is Starfall Bastion is the name. We are next to Dawnbreaker Cliffs, Emberstorm Hollow, Boreal Forest, Ember Bloom Refuge, Frostbloom Abyss, Emberglow Marsh, Cindervale Basin, Ironthorn Ridge, the City of Shadows, and Firestone Ridge. Now just imagine if those zones actually reflected that name. That would be awesome, right? That's what I want to go for. So yeah, this one kind of boring. Kind of boring. Oh, you're so annoying. You're so annoying. Stop that. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Kimizu, for the raid as well. But yeah, we are. Let's get back to work now. Let's get back to work now. Back to the test level. Back to the test level. Okay, so let's see if that works without the add uninitialized. It does. Okay, so let's just run this. Do a little performance comparison here. So just gonna, I'm tracing right now, so we're just gonna let this run for a little bit. Hey from Georgia, you are cool, Dad. Georgia the country or Georgia the state? Probably the country. Okay, let's take a peeky. Take a little peekaboo there. So let's put that there. We're gonna go, give me the one from before so I can compare. It is taking longer, probably just from the traces and the strings that I'm building. 2.9, 5. That one was faster. I'm not seeing like any immediate, what did I log for the, reserve? Okay, I guess I didn't do it here for this one. Yeah, I don't know if the reserve actually helped at all. Let me look for we'll do a control F here. Timer name. Total commands. 2,000. Jesus Christ. That's a lot. Come on, you can find no event found. Wonderful. No, okay. You're lame. I know. I totally know that that's an event. So. Total commands. We'll just do like something with like 200. There's so many. So many. We're in the 2000s. No event found. Can you please find the event? I need you to find the event. There's all this time up here doing nothing. Dude, I know dude, you said that there was an event. You said that there was an event here. I'm not having any of this like no event found. You're telling me that there is one. Take me to it. Stop it. No event. Stop. Like, I know there's an event. I know there is. I know there is. I don't, it does. I'm not sure like what is happening when it says it can't find it in either direction. Okay, just some other event. Timer name contains, find first. What? Dude, can you please show me? I just want to see the event, please. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's only checking within the scope that I've selected. Well, that one still didn't do anything. Okay, please. Pretty please. Can you Okay, now try it. Pretty please. Take me to this timer. What are you what is this? What is this? I just want to see. I just want to see this event, please. Please take me to it. No timer. What is this? Bruh. I just need a fucking event, please. This is getting ridiculous. Just give me one. I don't care. Just give me one. Thank you. Oh my god, was that so hard? Okay, total commands 2336, total entities 365. So on the right, our new one actually has slightly more entities, and it is running faster. It is running faster. Now, some of these actually run very fast. That data, I guess when we don't need to remove. 35 microseconds. That's like way too much. What is happening up here? That is way too much. So hang on. Process commands for entities. That's in my other class. Process. Yeah, process command for entity. Total commands, yeah, so total commands, total entities. Yeah, is it the scope log? Find or create archetype. Do I have that? Okay, we're gonna have to put trace profiler event scopes on literally everything. Never mind, don't do that. Okay. Return archetype, get component types. Return component types. It's a T set, new component types, remove. And it's basically everything up until move entity to here, which is like right here. Okay, so we have a little bit more information here. Aggregate initialization of F archetype record. Can this be move temp? I don't think so, because this is an R value. Yeah, never mind. That is an R value. We cannot. Remove entity, we have that traced. We have a scope trace on that. Okay, I'm not sure that there's much more I can do there. New component types, we have return archetype, get component types. Let's reserve some, I suppose, here. I don't know if that would make it better. Data instances, reserve commands.num. We might as well just reserve commands.num here too, even though we may be removing some. May as well reserve there. Type not registered. Let's get rid of that. And also that. I don't know how much the log, like the logs are non-negligible in terms of performance. Okay, what else do I want to do here? I want to look up like a reserve event. Where, yeah, give me this guy. Dare I take me to the next one? It's only 10 microseconds. Give me like a, is there like an average I can get here? Only 16 events happened in 2 seconds. Yeah, it runs pretty quick. It runs pretty quick. Rip. Okay, hang on. Whoop. Whoop. Pretty much always like 10 microseconds, so kind of seems to scale pretty well. Okay, let's rerun this. I just need some more information about what's happening. So rebuild. Marcus, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Just doing some performance optimizations today. Just continuing along with that. All right, run it back. Okay, just gonna let that run for a second. It's probably good enough. Let me inspect just some random frames here. Process commands for entities is 300 nanoseconds. I guess I kind of want to, know what command is being processed here. Like, what is this space here? You know? I mean, maybe just the building the string. I don't know. Building the string for the scope trace. I think add entity is going a bit faster. But why can't I do add uninitialized? Pray tell. What is add uninitialized supposed to be for? Let me check here. Add 0 to add defaulted. So I tried to do that and it crashed when I tried to like copy. Was it copy from, or like when I tried to set the data or something? It is most useful when you're certain you will immediately overwrite the memory, such as when reading pixel data from blah, 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 blah. I feel like that should work for me, though. I feel like add uninitialized should work for moi. I feel like it should. I'm gonna run that again and see what the error was. To remind myself. Okay, so this is going to crash immediately. On set data. Why is given abilities 8 million? No, why is it 851,000? That doesn't seem right. What was index here? God, Ryder is taking its sweet time to evaluate this. Bro, it doesn't want to do anything. Yeah, it doesn't want to do anything, does it? Yeah, it would be nice if I could see what the hell is going on here. That would be cool. It would be pretty cool. Wait, that's not actually working, right? Oh yeah, we're like completely like stuck right now. Okay, just rebuild it. Just rebuild it. Check for runaway allocation or unbounded loops. Yeah, I don't think that's the issue right here. Unreal will attempt to allocate large contiguous memory. It can fail or crash if you accidentally request something enormous. Thank you. I'm gonna run that again and see if the debugger can actually figure its shit out. Okay, now I'm getting some stuff here. Okay, yeah. What was index? Index is 0. Data has something at 0. That is like ridiculous though. I mean, I think that's just like that because of add uninitialized, right? So this is, let me look at where this is happening from. Restart player. So we already have added things. It's the ability system entity data that doesn't want to be add uninitialized. Is it because it's a T-map? Mister, up there. The new data looks good. Mister, okay. Oh, okay. Maybe I should just change the flow here completely. Do I need to know the index? do I need to know the index that we're setting at here? Or maybe I can just add the data here. Also, why can't I move temp? Do I want move temp here? That instant struct, yeah, because I don't need that instant struct anymore. Let's see if that, I mean, I don't know what to do about this. Like, is it just because it's a T map and it's like the equals operator F set? It is like in, yeah, it is in like a hash thing. Is this saying it's trying to free up the old memory and it's like uninitialized, so it can't? Yeah, it doesn't like move temp on a const object. Does it need to be const then? The next question. New component data. I don't think so. Move entity to here. Yeah, data instances is just an array that I created. So yeah, that doesn't need to be const. Do I need to get the pointer either? Just get mutable there. That data, we will need to change that here. Okay, build that. Does that compile? Okay, I think it does seem to like that more. I think we maybe can use move temp there. A little bit more performance. Maybe that helps us as well. Ooh. It does not like that. That's maybe gonna... That's maybe gonna fail. Okay, that actually is fine. Okay. Do I use that function at all? I don't even know if that gets used. Oh yeah, it should. Okay, is this still gonna fail? Okay, still fails immediately. Slightly different now. Slightly different, actually. Okay, so now the given abilities is empty. And not some massive number. I would consider that a positive thing. So we're doing the move assignment operator now. It's trying to free up the... Is this the same... It's ability system entity data still. Why this data specifically? Because it's a T-map? Let me look at this other data previously. Location and I guess those are just structs. Those are just structs. Let me real quick. I'm going to change it back to add defaulted. Where the hell was that? Change that back to add defaulted. Let me see if the move temp actually works without any errors. We'll see here. What version of Visual Studio is that? It's a version called JetBrains Writer. It actually feels like it's running worse. So I guess that would be the move temp part is in set data. Set data. But it's all copy from. We move temp when we copy from, which, yeah, that makes sense. Where is set data at though? That's for like new, that should be for like newly added data. There it is. Calc attribute data set data. I'll call it set data here. So is most of the set data just getting the fucking type ID? Is that all the calls that are being made by the engine? That's a cool looking graph. No, far, far less. That is not every single call. That is a small fraction of calls that I have manually tracked. The actual set data happens very... Okay, so I think hoisting this could be a good change. New component datas. I wonder if instead of making an instant struct, I should just do raw data pointers. I wonder if I should just do raw data pointers. Let me do this here. I guess we added as an, okay, that's kind of a bigger change, but command type ID. Okay, let's do this. Tmap F type ID, data type ID. Since we already have that, we don't need to go look that up again, basically. Okay, update that declaration. So this will be like entry dot value is entry dot key. Okay, now let's see. Let's see. Are you copying the data instead of using pointers? Neither. I'm transferring ownership of the memory using R values and move semantics. Because that is the most efficient thing. And that's what we need to do for an ECS. All right. Well, this will be an interesting comparison. Which one is this? 20. Okay, yeah, get rid of that one. Okay. Yeah, this will be an interesting comparison. Crosscore Studios, welcome in. Unreal Engine, Skyrim, lo-fi beats. Yes, we have the bestest lo-fi beats here. Came over with Mizu? Well, welcome over. Mizu never came back with her food. I really need to know what kind of food she got. This feels better. This feels better. Thank you for the follow, my dude. Appreciate that. That felt better. The vibes were just better here. Okay. Now let's see if the CPU was feeling the vibes. CPU, what saith you? Show me some entity commands. So what the hell did I just change? I've already forgotten. The set data. Set data. It is writer, yes. Where the fuck is set data? Okay, weird. It's still like... There's still like... What is this? What is this time right here? Because now this scope trace only has one... Oh, it's the find, isn't it? It's the find, yeah. Should I look that up in advance? Does that make sense at all? We do find or create art. We find the destination archetype. Why not a landscape stream? My brother in Christ, you got here from scrolling in YouTube Shorts, which is all vertical videos. So you're asking why didn't a horizontal stream show up in your vertical video feed? Because that's not where you are. But I do have horizontal streams, both on Twitch and YouTube, if you prefer that. Okay, yeah, so I don't think that... Is it orange? Is it orange on both? That one, it just seems errant. That doesn't seem like an actual... that data case here. Yeah, I don't think that actually sped it up at all. Then I hoisted that into the process commands for entity iteration. Find or create archetype. That would have been... Okay, so it would have been like one of the first parts of it. Process commands for entity ITR. Yeah, it's right there. So, I mean, like it's this little green loop. Let's do a large scale comparison here. I would really like to get that add uninitialized to work, because I think that would be good. Okay, so we want to check what? I've forgotten what I wanted to, what scope I would like to see. Just like process commands for entity. Yeah, process commands for entity. That's a lot. That is a lot. 0.015, 0.017. 0.015.02. I mean, I guess it is slightly better. Very hard to tell. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's like kind of hard to tell. Then I guess just like let's look at total commands or something. Playback. We'll look at playback commands. Compare that. 13.6 max to 10 max. Okay, I mean it does look slightly 1.69 average down to 1.4 milliseconds. 1.1 median. The median down to 0.9. I mean, it's like so very slightly faster, and that could just be noise at that point. Yeah, not sure what else I can do about that at this time, other than trying to get the add uninitialized to work. Reserves seem to be a positive change. We can get rid of those scope traces. It's kind of useless at this point. What else can I fucking do? Yeah. I really want this to be faster. Really want that to be faster. Let me think. I could, maybe there are some superfluous add entity datas and remove entity datas. I could try to dedupe. Maybe I should just do a quick check and see how often that happens. Will this tell me if it, I can have a pointer. Or what did I just fucking say? That didn't make any sense. I can have the is already in set. Yeah. Let's do this. Bool. It needs to be a pointer. Or I guess I just do B is already in set and then make it. Well, I wouldn't, there's still no, this is a T map, so it's like, this wouldn't matter really. The only part this would affect would be this tiny section up here. That one section. God, finding the archetype takes 1.2 microseconds. Far too long. Far too long. Archetypes add ID, which is just a hash. I wonder how long the hashing part takes. That might be most of it. Can I do ref there? Add. I don't think I can actually. Archetypes, probably that doesn't need to be reserved in advance very much. I don't know what else I can do here. I guess there's a micro optim. I don't even know if it would be optimal, but like whenever I destroy entity, I could potentially be adding and removing stuff for that. So I could go through this commands list and see if there's a destroy entity. only do that and don't process the rest. But I mean, that doesn't really happen. I feel like that doesn't happen very often, so I don't really care about that right now. And I could also just take care of that when I in place. Like if this is a destroy command, just remove any other. Maybe I'll just do that now. Like that's... Where is the Q destroy entity? There it is. So here basically, commands... Set it equal to instead of in place. So clear out all other commands. Oh, I want this to be a lot faster because like processing these commands every frame is so fucking much. It's too much. Like that is like 3 milliseconds per frame. I get that this is like a kind of an exceptional circumstance, but still. I could just like cut down on the amount of data that I add and remove. But like that is... Me adding and removing data is a form of optimization because it allows my processors to only iterate over the exact archetypes that have or don't have certain data. So yeah, it's hard to say. Hard to say at what point that becomes suboptimal. Let's just run it again and see where we're at. Okay, we don't like that, huh? What happened here? The archetype is null. How did that happen? Did I fuck something up? I probably fucked something up. I literally didn't change anything here, though. There's no way that made a fucking difference, right? Oh, oops. I didn't finish this code. I just wanted to know if how much this happened. Right. Thou hast cast the wrong spell, yes. How could I be so foolish? It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. You have to close and reopen the project every time, or does live coding work for this? You can only live coding CPP changes. If you change a header file, you need to rebuild. Okay, so yeah, does this just happen all the fucking time then? I mean, it already like... It's not a performance optimization, basically. It's not really that. It's not a... Because it's already adding into a set. It's already deduping. Okay. This one felt worse for some reason. I'm like running out of system memory too. What did I want to see here? Oh yeah, like the finding the archetype. Yeah, it is basically creating the hash that takes the longest. I could cache the hash. That's a funny thing to say. That's a funny thing to say. Yeah, I mean, I bet it's the sort though, which is kind of can't really do a whole lot about that at that point. The add and sort, okay. Where do I want to go from here? I'm not sure there's a whole lot I can do. Is the hash function too slow? Could you create your own? That's a pretty widely used hash function. Creating my own would result in the same thing. The city hash is a pretty standard thing. And I mean, that's just like out of the entire, this is processing the commands for one entity. There's the hash function right there, which requires me to sort an array of archetypes. I couldn't, even if I wrote my own hash, I would still have to sort it. And so it's like 800 nanoseconds, you know, it's pales in comparison to the rest of it. So yeah, I'm just not sure. When I remove entity, most of it is removing it from each component array. Is that necessary? If I update the maps, I should just be able to override it, right? And I've already moved the memory out from under it, so this row index doesn't have any memory in it, or it shouldn't. It should be like undefined or whatever. So is a remove at swap necessary in anything other than my lookup maps? Well, then I suppose I would need to change the add defaulted to, yeah, well, that's the problem. I would need to check if there is an element. I guess I don't actually know what the new index should be. Yeah, I guess that's the issue. You need to know which index the new thing should be at, and so unless you maintain that, I mean, I guess you could just maintain an end. You could just maintain the empty indices. Would that even be any better? Because you'd have to like grab, you'd have to maintain like a T set of, or like, would it be a T array? Would it just be a T array? Maybe just a T array of poles, basically. And then at that point, you're no longer like contiguously iterating either. So I think maybe the remove that swap is better for iteration. Yeah. Yeah, so probably still want to do that. There's just so many pieces of entity data to remove. So many components. Many components. Okay, what are like my worst ones now? Attribute processor is still by far the worst. Ignoring the state tree, of course. Ignoring the state tree, of course. And I need to test out all of my other abilities as well. Oh yeah, I never saw this. Once I added it. The tag utils. Yeah, so now the tag processor kind of, dude, it's like the tag processor is taking up as much time as all of the commands. Good God, the fucking state tree, man. I mean, in all honesty, like, the tasks themselves run fairly quickly for what they are. There's just some overhead to the fucking... There's just some overhead. Yeah, what is happening in tags processor? First of all, let me commit this. I'll just do like small entity archetyped optimizations. Commit that and push. Tags processor. Yeah, I think maybe I just have to start splitting my processors down into smaller pieces. And then what are we doing here? We're removing the tags changed event. At this point, with how much is like it's basically every, yeah, it's 140. So like every single iteration we do here, we have to iterate again and move it. At this point, it kind of seems like these event tags that I use to say, hey, check all these guys. Maybe it's just better to iterate over all of them. And then that way I like this part's going to take longer, but this part will be gone. But, you know, that just doesn't scale as well. Is there anything else we like add or remove? No. Well, yeah, we could call in ability data and stuff. Okay. But it doesn't seem like that happened. Okay, so let's see. Well, there's nothing I'm doing that's like optional data here. Let's not reset to new here. Dot add tags dot reset. Reset both of those. Apply tag changes. What's the apply tag changes happens very quickly. Okay, so it's mainly just checking. Yeah, which I said I was going to change anyway. Let's see what happens. Let me take this. Copy pasta. Okay, so just that. Tag change event. So same thing, but for this guy. And we want active effects data and owned tags data instead of that. Wrong one. That is not correct. Okay. Let's see if putting those in separate loops. Process entities, and then this one, let's call apply tag changes. And then we can get rid of that one. Apply tag, tag changed event, tag change handlers. Okay, let's rebuild it. Let's see how well we do there. We'll have to like tally all these up and stuff, but I guess we have the overall scope trace too, so we can check that. IDK, why I get a lot of game developers? What other game developers do you get? Maybe I know them. Maybe I'm familiar. I've been trying to get some other game dev streamers on Twitch over to stream on YouTube Shorts. But perhaps that's why. Yeah, just fucking send it. Send it. Okay. How are we doing here, huh? How are we doing? All right. That should be enough. Yeah, I guess I don't know how many total entities are here. Well, I guess it should all be the same. It should be fairly similar. Give me 10 seconds. Fifteen, 7, 6. 15, 4, 3. That sounds too good to be true. I'll be honest with you, that sounds way too good to be true. Wow. That was a substantially faster change. I want to do a one-to-one comparison now. Let's find a timer name that contains UE tags processor and entities. We do have one with like 500. We'll try that. So I need to now find like a subset one. Tags processor. Yeah, give me like one of those with a 500 in it. 521, close enough. Okay, so yeah, this one-to-one comparison, no bueno. It took longer. Hey, how do you do the screen follow the mouse? Is that an OBS plugin? No, so I actually hired a guy named Paul, and he's actually behind the camera, and he's just holding my monitor, and he'll just move it along with the mouse. Time for bed here, late as fuck. Peace out, my drink. Good luck, yeah. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Hey, Paul. Don't talk to Paul. Hashtag free Paul. No, no one talk to fucking Paul, okay? You're not allowed to talk to him. Yeah, why does this one take so much longer? I'm curious. Maybe this is, I don't know, maybe this is just a bad fucking frame or something. I mean, I am getting like slightly more. Let's try like this one was slightly faster. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, I guess if the overall looks better, then we're good, you know? These iterations are taking longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13. Why is this taking longer? The overall looked better though. So why when I drill down into this it looks worse? I mean, maybe. Oh man, it's getting so hard to do performance comparisons here. Oh, this is applied versus owned. I don't know. Does that make a difference? I feel like it shouldn't. These ones are closer to being the same. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just kind of hard to do this comparison here. Ability tag requirements looks fine, I suppose. Fly tag changes. Fly tag changes actually running slightly faster, I think. Yeah, maybe that's where I'm getting the benefit from. Yeah, maybe that's where most of the benefit is coming from. Give me like a big, kind of like a very spiky over here. Still spiky over here, but much less so. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say that that's probably a positive change. I'm gonna say that this is probably a positive change. Maybe I should still do the applied and owned effect tags in the same one. I'm gonna throw those in the same one. We're gonna roll with that. Split tag processor. Still, the playback commands is just becoming. I don't know if that's it. Is that a sign that the underlying system is slow? That the processing commands are the worst, or does that mean my processors are just running so fast that in comparison, it's slow? Indability. Yeah. Jesus. Like the processor ran faster than, dude, 15 microseconds for moving the entity. Man, I guess when I was building the archetypal query system, like it makes the iteration very fast, but then it's like when I add or remove data, that's very slow now. That is very slow now. There's got to be a way to speed that up, but I'm not thinking of. Yeah, I mean, the rest of everything running quite well. The commands, not so much. I could split out the state tree processor a little bit, maybe. So in an iteration, most of it is once we get into should tick, which is this part. That's where most of the shit happens. And then once we get there, that entity gameplay tags, it's like a global thing. Let's get like, you know, something in here. Is that a Zelda version of you in the background? It is. My girlfriend drew that for me. Very cute. So we have 23 microseconds of just bullshittery happening here before we actually get to the state tree tasks. Let's get some better. This might be interesting. Let's see as well. I don't know how often that happens. Let's rebuild there. How do you modify code while running? I mean, that part's easy. You just type the code as you normally would. I presume you're asking about how to compile while running. It's called live coding in Unreal Engine. And you can only do that for CPP file changes. If you change a header, you have to rebuild the engine. What are you using gas for? Nothing anymore. I've rewritten my own version of it into my ECS. So no ability system component whatsoever anymore. But I rewrote all of the functionality of gas and all of its capabilities into my ECS system so that it's more performant. So I'm using it for combat and stuff in that sense. Okay, let's see the state tree. Show me the state tree. GAS stands for Gameplay Ability System. That's a built-in Unreal Engine framework that I rewrote into my ECS. ECS is Entity Component System. It is a data-driven architecture that focuses on CPU cache locality in order to run things very, very efficiently. So that's just all tick trigger transitions, huh? God, I wish I had a better breakdown. I'll have to go into like what it tick trigger transitions. Which one is longer? Trigger transitions? Dude, tick update tasks seems to be better here. It seems to be faster. But I feel like when I did that, well, that one's a little slower then. Okay, never mind. I take that back. Just those few were. I guess they can be about the same. It's indeterminate. Tick update tasks, or I'm looking at tick trigger transitions because I'm wondering what is all this happening here. I do see exit states getting processed. Prelude. Okay, that doesn't do a whole lot. Yeah, this is what's calling like the exit state. So this is doing iterations. Does this reset? Does that reset? Is that most of this? Because here's an exit state. And that's right here. Maybe trigger transitions does a good. Well, but this isn't a loop, right? So the exit state part. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I can do there about that, huh? Yeah, because that's like most of this has nothing to do with me. None of that is me. Well, it's like half of the time of this has nothing to do with anything I've read. That sucks. I do like the state tree quite a bit in Unreal Engine. Do I need to rewrite it? Do I need to fucking rewrite it? Like I have everything else. Thing is, I'm only using one thread for all this stuff. And 1,000 entities in combat should probably never happen. So what do we have, like 72 milliseconds here? Or I guess it's 70 milliseconds, and I can divide that by 8. For some napkin math, 8.75 milliseconds. So the total tick time 108 minus 62, and this is in editor, so 46 ms. That's still very high. Wait, that doesn't seem, wait, did I do that math correctly? Yeah, so this block would be down to about, well, wait a second. The commands, can I process those parallel? Can I parallel process the commands? I don't think I can. Ooh, that's going to be an issue. That is going to be an issue. I also just don't need to run the state tree every frame. Oh, this is all, oh, that's just like also a super bad frame too. Because of the hit trace. Okay, so we'll do like, well, this tick is terrible. This is a terrible tick. Okay, so let me do 133 divided by 8, 16. This is going to be a 16 ms loop here. So 133 minus 16, 117. So I need to do 133 minus 117, 16. So that's, I mean, it's like 60 FPS. Close to it. Close to it. If I can run my commands in parallel, which I don't think I can. Or if I can, it's not going to be that performant because there's going to be a lot of scope locks. Oh yeah, and then something like the ISM processor can't run off the game thread. But that's only for entities that are actually shown on the screen. I think representation processor has to be on the game thread as well. Okay. That'll probably do it for me for the day. That will probably do it for me. So let me find someone to send you guys over to. It is that time. It is that time. What would you recommend to learn to program as good as you? To do more programming. That's how I learned. I'll send you guys over to Stevie. We love Stevie, okay? Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Appreciate y'all. I gotta go to work now. So I will have to see you guys later. Yeah, thank you for the support. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Take care.